Now, Kiren Rijiju has lost law ministry and there's a cabinet reshuffle that has been done, and Kiren Rijiju, who was the law minister, has now lost law ministry, and the President of India, as advised by the Prime Minister, has been pleased to direct the following reallocation. So this has been done after the President of India advised to do so, and the portfolio of Ministry of Earth Sciences has been assigned to Kiren Rijiju now, and Arjun Ram Meghwal, the Minister of State, has now been assigned the independent charge as Minister of State in the Ministry of Law and Justice, in addition to his existing portfolios in place of Kiren Rijiju. So we have this big breaking news that's coming in, that Kiren Rijiju has lost law ministry and Arjun Ram Meghwal is now the law minister along with his existing portfolios, and this has been done after, as per the President of India's advice. CNN News 18 senior editor Pallavi Ghosh is joining us. Pallavi, can you give us more details about this major cabinet reshuffle that has been done? Pallavi, can you hear me?
Yes, just to add on, if you could repeat your...
All right, we'll try to reconnect that line. So we are getting this big breaking news that Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju is no more the Law Minister. He has lost the Law Ministry, and Arjun Ram Meghwal has now been made the Law Minister, and he will continue his role in existing portfolios as well, but he has now replaced Kiren Rijiju. So cabinet reshuffle has taken place, and Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has now lost the ministry, and Arjun Ram Meghwal has now replaced Kiren Rijiju as the Law Minister. CNN News 18's Arunima is joining us. Arunima, can you give us more details about this reshuffle that has taken place and Arjun Ram Meghwal replacing Kiren Rijiju as Law Minister?
Yes, it's a press communique which is coming from the Rashtrapati Bhavan. It says President of India, as advised by the Prime Minister, has been pleased to direct the following reallocation of portfolios among the ministers in the Union Council. Portfolio of Ministry of Earth Sciences to be assigned to Shri Kiren Rijiju. Arjun Ram Meghwal, the minister who has the independent, will be given the independent charge as Minister of State and Ministry of Law and Justice, in addition to his existing portfolios. So it's a big reshuffle that Prime Minister Modi has, ensured in his Union Council. Kiren Rijiju has been very vocal about his views as far as the collegium system is concerned. There was a lot of criticism also made by those who were supporters of the collegium system, whether, this kind of confrontation augurs well for the independence of judiciary. So it is in that background that you see this reshuffle in the Union Council. Arjun Ram Meghwal will be the now new minister in charge for law and justice.
Decision, the impact of the collegium row that we witnessed a few months ago?
Tough to say whether this is because of that. There has been speculation for some time now about a cabinet reshuffle. So whereas that full cabinet reshuffle has not happened, Rashtrapati Bhavan has officially communicated the change in portfolio, and the big change in portfolio that we are being told about is that of law. And this is coming in that backdrop of Kiren Rijiju's views about the collegium system, his views about independence of judiciary. He's been very vocal that the judiciary should focus, the Supreme Court, it's a constitutional court, and it should focus, therefore, on addressing the pendency, the huge pendency that is there, and not get involved with administrative issues vis-a-vis appointment of judges. He has been a votary of the NJAC system, the National Racial Accountability Bill, which was struck down by the Supreme Court. Kiren Rijiju has not minced words by saying that that is the domain of the executive, that is the domain of the legislature, and judiciary should keep out of it. So all of these, are background to how the law minister, or the former law minister Kiren Rijiju's tenure has been. And now comes this decision to move him to Ministry of Earth Sciences. To put it mildly, Earth Sciences is not really a big-ticket portfolio, so to say. And we are seeing the second change as far as the law and justice portfolio is concerned. From Ravi Shankar Prasad it went to Kiren Rijiju, and from Kiren Rijiju, it is going to Arjun Ram Meghwal. So in the span of 5 years, Prime Minister has sought the services of the third, council colleague to head that crucial ministry. We're just waiting to hear from the government as to what really brought them to make this decision. But if past is anything to go by, even when Prakash Javadekar and Ravi Shankar Prasad were eased out of their ministerial duties, there was no official word as to why this decision was taken. So even now, with Kiren Rijiju moving to Ministry of Earth Sciences, officially we only have the Rashtrapati Bhavan communique. We don't really know what really made the Prime Minister take this decision.
All right, Arunima, please stay with us. Our senior editor Pallavi Ghosh is also joining us. Pallavi, can you give us more details about this major reshuffle that has taken place in the cabinet with Arjun Ram Meghwal replacing Kiren Rijiju as the law minister?
So when Kiren Rijiju took over as a law minister, it was seen as a huge push-up for him, a relatively young leader, someone who, of course, comes in from Arunachal Pradesh. And he's of late become one of the most aggressive voices and defender on behalf of the BJP, I would say, and also on the government. If you look at some of the judgments which have come in the Supreme Court and observations as well, many in the BJP would talk about a needless confrontation brewing between the executive on one side and the judiciary. And at times, especially I remember in the context of the judgment as far as the relationship between Delhi government and the centre is concerned, the clear demarcation and distribution of power or responsibility was made in the observation by the Supreme Court. That was believed to have stoked up this entire controversy is that can you afford, especially in an election-bound year, a kind of a confrontation? There are some important judgments which are going to be coming up with the Supreme Court, and no government wants to be seen as being standing up to the Supreme Court or to the judiciary. So that confrontation, and as Arunima was pointing out, the collegium system, often it used to bring into a phase two meme, appointment of judges, how it should be done. All of that is something which many in the BJP felt can be avoided. I think if you look at the pattern of the Prime Minister's reshuffling, he always sends out this message that work is more important. No out-of-line comments, no out-of-line statements. You don't need to become bigger than your job. No need to make any big-ticket statements. I think that is in sync with it. Arjun Ram Meghwal is considered to be relatively very, very low profile as the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, as MOS. That's also his job to ensure that opposition and the government work in tandem. May not have always worked according to plans. It's interesting that this mini reshuffle, I would say, it takes place just ahead of Parliament session, which is going to begin sometime next month. Very much that strong messaging comes in. And as Arunima was pointing out, many would see this as a little bit of a downgrade for Kiren Rijiju,